You know, sometimes these deer get in your head. I know they do mine big time. And especially if there's a particular deer that I want to target, if you pick out a particular deer and it's the only deer that you want, and that's your plan, is you're going to go after that deer and that deer only, man, that can make for a tough, long season.
Condition, lights out, stomping all competition. My utmost to his highest, it gets no flyer. We set the mainframe on fire. Cold red, feel the lead from the pedal. I push to the metal, the dust never settles. F5 level, kick up the bass and the treble. Cause faith, that's a rebel. I can show you the devil. I blaze a trail like the rays from tail light sound, shaking the ground like earthquakes and hail might. Someday I'll die, but not tonight. Excuse me while I light up the sky.
Well, I remember the first time I saw this deer, Forky. He was 3.5 years old. It was my best guess, and it's always a guess. He definitely stood out. The fact that he had forks on both of his G2s, even though they were small, and you know, he didn't have a lot of mass because he was young, but you know what? That's a really cool characteristic to have at such a young age, because usually, you know, the deer don't throw characteristics like that, or freakish points, or splits, or anything like that until they get past maturity. Going in the next year, just like I thought, he developed a pretty nice fork on one side and just kind of had a split like a kicker on the other. But I knew he was only 4 years old. He made a huge jump. He put on the mass. He's just overall a lot bigger deer.
But here's the deal. We'd never seen him in person. When I filmed him when he was 4 years old at the end of season at Chad's Main, this deer was a stud. He had a big mule deer split on one side, had another kicker on the other G2 on the left. We knew the buck was 4.5 years old, and Chad knew the next season he's going to be going after this buck, Forky. Now this year, Forky is 5.5 years old, and Chad's made that decision that he is going full-fledged after this buck, and we're gonna do whatever we can to get on him. The problem with this deer is he is practically a ghost, except for last year when I filmed him with Chad. That's the first time we've ever seen him in person. So we're gonna be way up there in a couple of hang-on stands, 20 foot plus high up in the tree, hopefully undetected. We got the right wind. The deer's coming in every evening. Tonight could be the night.
Man, you want to talk about almost happened. That deer was so close. If I could have got a shot through those trees, I would have. I mean, he was only about 20 yards, and I just needed to come around that corner. He wanted to. I could tell he wanted to, but man, he knew something was not right. That's gonna make me even more nervous because it's not starting out good. Hey, well, my youngest son, Braden, he loves hunting. Well, you know, he started out like most kids do with a rifle, just trying to, you know, make good shots, and boy, he did that. He took an interest in bow hunting, but he was still too young, and he just didn't have the strength to pull back a bow. So I ended up getting a crossbow, and man, he did really good with the crossbow, killed lots and lots of pigs, does, then finally progressed to a bow. So I took him over to a stand where I know we had a bunch of little hogs or whatever. Well, within 30 minutes, I get a text on my phone. He shot 2 hogs, perfect pass-throughs with the bow. I knew he was wanting a good deer, and I said, well, you know, you're still cutting your teeth. I don't want you to get anything crazy. So decided to put him on this deer we call Meanie.
You should have seen my jaw. It was going like this. I was so nervous.
What a cool moment. I'm sitting in the stand with my son. He's got his bow. I'm filming, running camera, and he makes a great shot on this deer. We couldn't find any blood. It's possible that maybe he got liver and just missed the lung. So we didn't want to push the deer, so we decided, you know, it's going to be a long night, Braden. Welcome to my world. He was up in this oak tree. We probably walked by that tree 10 times and never knew the deer was right there. He didn't go near as far as we thought he was. He was right there all along. Problem is the coyotes got to him, but hey, you know what? Braden is ecstatic. I'm excited. He got that buck. Man, he's a beauty. Man, it's been tough. I haven't been seeing Forky very much. The more days that go by that I'm not seeing the deer and thinking about the previous encounter and everything else that I do, the self-destruct mode, it's getting worse. I'm getting really antsy, and hey, my time's running out. Super low. He tucked the string. I guess he heard my bow go off, but man, I cannot believe I finally got an opportunity to hit him and I made a bad shot. I don't know. I mean, we'll look at the footage, but it looks really high. Hopefully I got him, but if I didn't, he's probably gonna be okay. Man, I don't know what happened. I can't do it. I can't make it happen. I don't know. I pulled it, nervous. I mean, I wish I could say this is the first time this happened, but it's definitely not, and it probably won't be the last, unfortunately. Man, it does not look like that arrow got any penetration. I think that deer's gonna be fine. He's a little rattled. I'm a little rattled, but hey, maybe hopefully we'll both get over it and I'll get another chance.
got me some kind of rattled. I think I drew on them, I know 3 times, because I hit the camera letting down the first time pretty bad. They all scattered, and I hit it again, letting down. And the 3rd time I didn't. Kyle says he thinks I drew more, but man, every time I draw, I had the perfect shot. I get ready, man, he would turn and face me. There's brush behind us. He'd walk out of range, turn his butt to me. Just couldn't get a shot, man. I got some of the best footage ever, man. He came from way back on the other side of that creek, in front of those mountains. Beautiful footage. But that's why they call it hunting and not killing, so. I may have one more opportunity next week, and it's gonna be it for this year. That deer may just make it till next year.
You know, if you watch the show a lot, you always see us have success and shoot these great deer and everything, but you know what? Sometimes we hunt these deer for a long time trying to get on one. Sometimes it doesn't happen, and sometimes we make bad shots. I mean, we're human just like y'all. I mean, I'm embarrassed, but this is true life. But I'm hoping next week it gets a little bit better for me.
You know, it's cool today on the show to watch Chad chase this one buck that he's got on his property named Forky. I mean, it's an amazing thing to go after a single animal and all of the ups and downs that play a part in trying to hunt your biggest buck on your place. I've been through it so many times, but as often when hunting mature whitetails, nothing goes to plan. And what happens when nothing goes to plan? What happens when it doesn't work out the way that you think it's going to? Well, sometimes it's time to try something new. And when you try something new, oftentimes the results can be amazing. But it's not just true in hunting, it's also true in life. I see people as a pastor all the time that don't get the results in life that they thought they were going to get, or they're disappointed, or they're discouraged. And what they sometimes do mistakenly is they keep trying the same things, only harder, right? They go, you know what, I'm not happy. What I need is a better job. So they get a better job. I'm not happy. I need a bigger house. They get a bigger house. I'm not happy. I need to get a new truck or a new vehicle. And they do all of these accumulations, all of these achievements. The same things have not worked to fulfill their happiness, to fulfill and satisfy them. They just keep trying it harder and longer. When really what we ought to do, maybe, if I could help you today, is maybe be willing to try something totally different. Maybe what you've really been missing. Maybe that satisfaction that you really long for. Maybe that fulfillment that's driving your life isn't found in something bigger or better at all. Maybe it's found in a personal relationship with God through His Son, Jesus Christ. I can tell you that that was the answer to my question 26 years ago when I began to walk with God. And I meet so many people that just think that church is for other people than them, that you got to do all of these things to somehow make yourself acceptable to God. And it's all this complicated stuff. It's not. It's not. All you do is you come to Him just like you are and you say, Lord, I've got this need in my life. I've got something in me that is not fulfilled. And I'm praying and hoping that you'll be that thing that will touch me, not at just a flesh level or a life level, but at a heart level, a soul level. Because that's where the dissatisfaction really is. I promise you, the Scripture says He'll fill that place, He'll fulfill that need in your life, He'll satisfy you in ways nothing else in this world ever will. If you'd like to know more about a personal relationship with God through His Son, Jesus Christ, just go to elusivewildlife.com and click on the Moment of Truth tab.
Cut me like those words you throw, console